Hello and welcome to phase 2. We're going to continue our ignition sequence around the sides after getting the downwind side blacked out.
Good thing you boys moved. That might have started your pickup on fire, Bill.
Okay. So we're going to light off this road or off of this meadow here. It's been hayed. The fuel's really low. This was a great decision, a great way to make this really easy and safe and also go very fast. This fire's not going to creep out into this meadow very quickly. It makes mop up a lot easier, and it makes the ignition sequence quite a bit easier and a lot faster. But this is really kind of a 2 or 3 man job. I think the smartest thing is for the guys to recognize that and just jump on a slip in. This is if I remember right, it's around 1,400 acres, so it's over 1,000 acres, and that's a long ways to walk. And at this point, it's the beginning of the day, everybody feels good, but we're going to be dragging here toward the end, and it's smart for you to recognize, not a lot of work that I need to do here. It's okay if I just sit on this slip in and be ready to work hard later in the day. So we're kind of staggered out and lighting off this meadow, and the second guy, since that fire won't carry across the road, is lighting so that carries up into that pasture. And again, we're just trying to widen out our black around the perimeter so that we don't have any jumps when we light our head fire. Or when any head fire comes across. And this is going really well. It's pulling in. It's pulling to the east very well. And you can see we're having some success, some piles and trees burning back there. And those guys are mopping up. It's relatively easy. And a lot of that fire is just burning itself out along the edge there. But we're going to turn the corner here. And that east, or that west wind, pulling that to the east is going to cause us to have to go a little faster. It's not a problem, but right on this corner that we just turned, there's going to be a water tender, and all those guys have been mopping up along there, and they are going to need to fill. And that's something that the igniter needs to anticipate, and that lead engine anticipating a little bit. But again, this is really going very well. That the fire burning in that meadow that we just lit, it's really not going anywhere. There's no problem here. Nothing to get excited about. But since that's pushing east, we still need to keep moving. You can see that. Wanting to kind of catch up with me there. So just keeping an eye on that, really.
Tell Scott.
10-4, or go ahead, Scott.
You think that west line's gonna be okay? You gotta widen up to where it's gonna withstand the head fire coming across.
It's pulling in from where I'm at. It's pulling east pretty hard.
Awesome, good job.
As we're moving along this side here, we really want to be attentive to our interior ignition, because I am lighting head fire here, and depending on what he's doing, we need to be communicating a little bit. And that's, our burn boss is watching that. He's at a good vantage point, seeing where the smoke's coming from, seeing what everybody's doing. He's taking care of that. But I would really like to get this slip in to catch up with me here. I don't want to get too far away from those guys. And you think that filling those should go fast, but it takes longer than I think anyway, and of course they want to be mopping up as they come along, and so try to be patient with how long that really does take, and be anticipating that. We really should be using our bigger fire truck, and we start to here after a while. As we've moved on here, our wind has changed. It's pushing out of our unit more. It's causing us to have to slow down, and it's also causing us to have to widen out this black line manually, whereas before the wind was doing all our work. So we're going back to that phase 1 mindset and that initial ignition mindset. We're being really careful not to push too many flame lengths across this line where that's pushing along there. That also means that the igniters are going to have to spread out a little more and work a little harder. But so as you go along your phase 2, there's going to be a lot more variety. There'll be more obstacles, and there'll be more with wind change and terrain change. There will be more little things that happen, even though we're still trying to accomplish the same basic thing. So those are just some things to watch out for. Pretty soon, our interior igniter, our ATV guy, is going to come help us out in a big way. This would have been a great spot to have a four-wheeler sitting, waiting for one of our ignition crew just to be able to pick up and use right here. It's hard to anticipate that, though. So, yeah, our interior guy just picks up the slack. But as we're putting this line in, it's important to, again, be spread out and try to reduce the heat that you're dealing with and the heat that the heat and the flame lengths that your slip-in units are dealing with, and that's why we're letting these guys walk and get out away from us. I also think you can take, if you wait just a little while, you can take an even wider cut here, 5, 10 feet. I'm going to take 10 or 20 feet when I come across here, but everything is still went really well, and a great burn day and a great crew.
Still how far back up there can you go? I'm gonna go back to the middle. Go ahead.
There was a lot of boring, monotonous footage of just walking down the fire line, lighting fire, 30 yards behind one guy, 30 yards ahead of another guy. So this is the gist of what we were doing on this phase 2, just building black line on the side. There's always little obstacles, things to manage, but everything went well. Please leave your comments below if you have any questions. We'll try to get them answered. Thank you.